Don't worry guys, I got your nightmare fuel for you right here. Reprint Dimension Shift, draw this card into the hand, and spell boost every card in your hand by 10. Every turn, why not? You know, 5 or at least 5 every turn. And, you know, the dimension, because the dimension shifting or something. Alright, fine, you guys don't want to talk about it? Then I'll talk about it. Ladies and gentlemen, Bloodcraft is here, and it's so cute. Isn't it cute, guys? And I wanna let's make this a fair and just statement right off the bat. I know that decks are gonna be meta. I know that people are going to spam them. I know that people are going to play the best deck possible. But the problem is this beautiful deck right here, the tournament winning deck. Now that we can see who's winning, is that actually kind of a cool thing, like missing card. Oh yeah, let me see that. Oh, how many vials would you need? I do like this feature. It's a really good feature for, especially because I know people like the meta deck, but it allows people to then go see what is the best deck, who just won with this deck. Let me play it right now. As you can see, I just need 21,000 vials and I can make this deck. Anyone can do the same thing too, especially if they wanted to spend a little bit of money just to get the vials, summon it on the pack. They get enough in the pack, they get enough vials, boom, they make this deck, take it straight online. Good luck. Now obviously, as ZEUZ is honestly a kind of cool card. He's not that crazy. I do think that the 6 damage thing is kind of crazy because he comes out, will do 2 damage if not 6, even if you if you're just low on health without the auto vengeance, right? But his vengeance thing, making his max HP 10, he can't take more than 3 damage, really cool stuff. Very fine. I feel like that's balanced. I feel like that's not crazy, it's not overbearing. You know, it's just, you know, they have 10 HP, they have a lot of things that can heal them, you know, to get back. They can't take more than 3 damage at a time, so at the most you have to attack them or do 4 instances of, you know, at least 3 damage, right? So 3, 6, 9, and then boom, tip over the iceberg. So this card's really good, you know, but this card, Seductress Vampire, this card, woohoo, is the problem. It's clearly the problem, and it needs to be fixed. And the reason why I think that this card is the problem is because of how quickly the tides are turned if you get this card too early. This card, absolutely, if you got it on turn 7 or 8, no one's really going to complain about it, obviously, because if you're on turn 4, you could have just played him and evoed, and boom, you have vengeance. The problem is that you have this card comes out early, then it makes this card really crazy. It makes this card really crazy. It makes this card really like, it just makes so many of the other cards do more. And they use this card? I was like, I couldn't swear nothing in it. And obviously Laura is like one of the bigger offenders of it as well. And then you have cards like the deck search ability that they have this. This is their card draw right here. I guess, yeah, remember this is this person's deck. This is not the best of the version, because I don't think I've ever seen the Vengeance Blood actually run this card. I've seen them run way other cards in the deck, but that's obviously in ladder. They're gonna make their switches. I don't see this card. I definitely see the Hellblaze. They pretty much go pure. I'm going to RNG. We're gonna test the RNG limit of Vengeance. You know, then you get a turn 3 Relinquish Reason that's actually pretty godlike. Now, the last expansion, they did have some of these hand buff cards, obviously, like Vuela, and it was like, it's not, you know, there wasn't enough gusto, there wasn't enough sauce in the pot, you know, to get these things going, you know, like, well, this doesn't do anything, right? But, you know, there wasn't enough gusto to really, like, make some of these cards really, like, really shine. But now you got this card, like, oh, Vengeance after this is a Storm, this is a 5 cost Storm. Obviously, I have it filtered for only golds and legendaries, but now you have the Dark General. Now she can just pretty much come out like, hey, what's up, guys? You know, I'm just looking at other cards that maybe go off Vengeance that I may not be aware of. Obviously, Calamity Bringer comes out. You're gonna give him Storm from Laura, 7 damage to the face, Evo for 9 damage to the face, plus his really stupid, you know, hit mad things kind of thing. But now this is not even that much of a risk, because you're probably at 20 HP or, you know, way above 10. That's what the risk was supposed to be. Like, you're low, you're at 10 HP, this guy comes out, if you evo it, you can risk yourself losing, but now, you know, the risk is not there. What am I honestly trying to get at? What I'm trying to get at is a card like Seductress Vampire is just insane. It gives you the core mechanic of the class for nothing, just for having a card in the deck. So I would want to give you an example. Ancient Elf reprint. Ignore what it says there on the right side, but let's say it gets reprinted and it says the following. When this card gets put into your hand, every turn you have 5 cards played. What? Would you want that kind of craziness? Every time the card comes into the hand, you get sorry, this card comes in the hand, so every turn you have 5 cards played. So you have a 2-cost 5 AoE spell for Area's Whirlwind, and it stacks up. Unlimited would be an absolute nightmare. This card like always evolves for free. God Hunter literally becomes a god. And this gets activated probably earlier and easier than what you would see. It probably gets activated multiple times, in which all you have to do is activate it twice, and if you don't know, that's pretty much a kill shot. I'm just trying to like point out, like, just slowly but slightly, like just how, you know, that would tilt this magical like forest would just get crazy, because they get something that they have to work for, which is, you know, the play point thing. They have to kind of work for it, and they kind of get it for free if you introduce a card like that. Same thing I say with Shadow. Instantly a card comes out. I'll even use the Twilight Queen. Let's get creative here. When this card comes out, it pretty much gives this last words, but on the leader from the beginning of the match, and every last word effect happens twice, pretty much. That's what the Twilight Queen does. Reprint card, you draw this, and now every last word happens twice, or something crazy. You know, obviously I can't like go through every card and see how viable it is and stuff like that, but there's some crazy implications that could be happening when you give, you know, something that has to be worked for later on. Do I even have to say it? Do I honestly have to say it? You guys would lose your shit. You would lose your shit if they made a Deus Ex Machina version of, you know, the Seductress. You just draw this card, and then every time an artifact is played, you recover 1 play point. Nani? From the beginning of the match, and then all you have to do is just cycle that, and ooh, I don't know, man. Like I feel like they just can't do that. Don't worry, guys. I got your nightmare fuel for you right here. Reprint Dimension Shift. Draw this card into the hand, and spell boost every card in your hand by 10. Every turn, why not? You know, 5, or at least 5 every turn. You know, the dimension, because the dimension shifting or something. It's just like what? Like, what? That's what I think most people felt when they first saw the Seductress card. It was just like, wait, why? Like, why do they get their end game so quickly? Imagine if they made Lamonia the same way. The match starts out, and then it gives the leader its evolve effect right from the beginning. So you stack up your Salvations X Lamonias from like turn 1, or not even turn 1, pretty much like turn 2, right? Mecha Wing Angel, and then you just already started up, so you already get the Heavenly Aegis coming super early. That'd be nuts. Imagine if they reprinted the Astute Seraph, but they made it longer. So it's like something that happens longer. It has like, instead of, what is this? I forgot how many turns it takes. I think it takes like 5 turns to activate, like by itself. But then they have one that can come out on the beginning if you draw it in the hand, and if a certain amount of turns pass by. And then of course, what are you gonna do? You're gonna make a deck around tilting this thing up so you can win by like turn 4 or 5. You know, with a really good hand or a decent hand or something like that. Or if they just remade Heavenly Aegis, that he comes out with less stats, like maybe make him a 3-3 or a 4-4 or something like that, and he comes out in the beginning of the match. Let's go into Dragon and reprint Ayala, that when you draw you get an empty play orb at the beginning of your turn, but it actually like gives you the extra like thing, so it's not that floating play orb BS. So you can actually get her in the hand, she's used up already, and then you get an extra thing. Why not? Screw it. Just break the boundaries. And we can also give Sword. Sword's always broken. We don't need to give them anything. Leave these guys alone. So yeah, just goes back to my point. I just think that they should definitely tune the card down a little bit. I think one way to do it, I think, would be accelerate. Turn it into an accelerate effect. I actually wouldn't mind if it was something like Chromatic Duel. Not that it had to be Enhanced 8. I think Enhanced 8 would make it really useless, obviously, because it already cost 8. But let's say if it's like Enhanced 3 or something like that, and you play it, and then you get Vengeance for maybe the turn. You know, like for that turn, you get a free Vengeance. and you can only use it at a certain like time. You get friends just for the turn, and then you can use a crazy little combo, you know, but making it permanent seems kind of crazy. And the other problem that I do have obviously with this is that it makes the ladder boring. It makes the ladder very boring. When people sign up for like the Grand Prix, and you know, they want to sign up when they go for this, they want to do the challenges, and not challenges, they want to play ranked, right? It's annoying when you have to fight the same class, regardless if you win or lose. It's not about winning or losing. Oh, psych, it is. This is the other problem when people are spamming the best deck in the game, is that most of these rewards, at least for these missions, now you don't have to pay for the missions, I get it. You could put on solo player missions if you want to. That will change that these aren't going to be so PvP focused. But I personally have not seen, and you guys can correct me if I'm wrong, I have not seen a personal solo mission when I used to have it on that give like 40 rupees or 50 rupees. It's always these ones where you have to pretty much go out there and do it for the team, you know, do it for the squad. And like right now, I'd have to go out there. The best thing for me to play right now is Runecraft. And if Runecraft does not fight the meta deck that well, then guess what? I have to either replace these and find like another craft, or I can do them separately. So 4 here and then switch 4 here for Forest. Let's say Forest is stronger, and then 3 here for Portal, you know, if that's stronger. Now again, people are like, well, it's not our fault you can't win, it's because you suck. And by all means, I do suck, but at the same time, if they have more rewards, I know there's one like, oh, do 5 evolutions in a match or something like that, or you know, kill this many followers or something like that. That way it doesn't feel that bad when you keep losing in this game. If you accumulate too many losses in this game, it feels like you've done literally nothing. And I think that is the worst thing about this game currently. You're not gonna feel like you had a good match when you're fighting against the most broken deck in the game. But at least if you got, it was like, oh, destroy 500 followers, then you'd be like, okay, at least I worked towards that. And 500 is a big number, so please, side games, if you hear me, don't put it at 500. You know, that, or evo a bunch of followers, or how many times you hit the face. That means that if you are losing the match and you know you're gonna lose, you could at least sabotage, well, not sabotage, but you could be like, you know what, screw it, I'm just gonna hit the face, because there's no purpose of me sitting here pretending as though I'm gonna win. Let me work towards my mission so I can get these rupees, and that would make it a little bit better. But when you got this meta deck and you have a card, in my opinion, that really breaks the game, it just feels crap. And I think if you guys looked at my recent video, and it was like, I beat Blood when they didn't get the card, and then I did if they got it early, I just kind of lost. And I probably misplayed here and there, no doubt, but it just doesn't feel like it's like, well, they just kind of won. Like I said, I didn't play Runecraft and got free 5 spell boost or some crap like that in my hand from the beginning of the game. I didn't play it and get like free play orbs as Dragon. I didn't play as as Portal and got like free resonance or free, you know, artifact generation or free play points back, like from the beginning of the match. Like you already have that there. Like it ruins the whole, you know, playing around something. And I guess now I know that they're Vengeance. It's the Vengeance deck now. Okay, so what can I do? I know they're gonna play a bunch of Storms. Like this doesn't really do anything for me. It's like, okay, I could try to put wards, but I guess. And of course, the worst feeling of all is that you make a deck that counters the meta deck. You go in there with your Machina Forest, like, oh, I'm gonna destroy this guy, let me rush him down, and then you go against Haven. And Haven's like, thou shalt not pass with our healing Elena's prayer. The hell are you doing over there with that crap? You know, and it's like, damn, man. But anyway, I hope you guys enjoy the video. Again, I give a big shout outs to the Reddit for Shadowverse. You guys are one of the reasons that I still make Shadowverse videos, because you guys are super, you know, about discussing and talking about the game. You're not opposed to people bringing up opinions, and unlike some other games that I know. So I really appreciate that you guys really like to have discussions, and I'm definitely open to discussion about this. How do you guys feel about the meta spamming? How do you guys feel about Blood and the Seductress and a card like that? And do you think it needs to be changed? I feel like there's probably people that definitely think that the card is perfectly fine. And remember that, you know, Blood pretty much lost their whole Lust deck. You know, they lost that. You know, that's why you don't see it. It's not viable, or at least people think it's not viable anymore, because they lost DFB. So they had to give them something else strong, because every deck seems to have at least 2 types, like 2 different ways to swing it. You know, Rune has like 3. Mysteria, spell boost, and now Evo kind of like thing. But and then and Earthright. God, I'm so happy to be a room player. But anyway, that's a video, and I will see you guys in the next video. And of course, remember, every day at the Kashino is your lucky day. Peace.